right, we have entered into our final segment of the day here on Lowcountry Money Talk. And I think one of my favorite things about the final segment, Phil, is we wrap it all up, we put a nice little bow on it, and we actually give some action plans.
Sure.
And that's what you help us with. So we've been talking about the bear market, current events, really looking at historical data to help us sort of look ahead.
Right.
And what we want to talk to our viewers about now is really how to plan for retirement, if you're in retirement, if you're nearing retirement. So let's discuss that.
Okay. First of all.
Yeah, if someone comes to you, what do you do? What factors do you look at?
Well, I figure they come to me for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, a lot, either they're kicking the tires or they really have problems. Lately, it's been that they really have problems.
It has been.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, the first thing we want to do is I want to, because they may know what's going on and they've been working with this plan or advisor for 20 years, but I haven't. So the first thing I do is I look at their statement. I always say, bring me your statement. So some people bring in an Excel spreadsheet and I'm like, that's not a statement.
Right.
And they're like, well, I don't know you. I'm not going to show you anything. I'm like, okay. If you go to the doctor for a physical or something, they're going to want to look you over.
Right.
Okay.
When you bring that car in, you got to open the hood.
Got to open the hood.
Yes.
So you really need to bring in a statement. If you don't, that's probably it. We're done. Okay. Because I'm very busy these days, of course. And I feel really obligated to my clients.
Yes.
So I need to make sure that I have plenty of time for them. So when we're looking at potentially a new client, you know, it has to be efficient for us, for me and my team.
Right.
So you bring us that statement, easy to do. We see all the positions you hold. You know, you can black out your account number, it doesn't matter. I just need to see the statement so I can see the positions. Yeah. They will run an analysis of all your positions and then I'll have a report for you. So this is where you are.
Right, and that's, you know, part of the battle is just really understanding where are we right now.
How did you get there? Okay.
There's a question.
So that's the next thing.
Yeah.
People were like, well, here's where I'm at. And I'm like, okay, so here's what's causing us problems here. So you went to that doctor's office, they got all the blood work back, all the test results back, and they're like, well, here's where your problems are here. You're gonna you got some issues with your low and high cholesterol ratio, you got this and that, you know, so they're gonna lay out all your problems. That's what I'm gonna do. Well, how did you get here? Well, maybe it was lifestyle or something. I'm talking on the doctor visit. So you gotta change some things.
Yeah.
If you don't change some things, these results are going to come back in even worse next time, more than likely. So it surprises me how often people come to me and I point out their problems, but they resist the change.
Right.
And I'm like, well, hey, you know, you came to me because inside you knew you had some problems. I highlighted and showed you these problems. Could be low returns, high expenses, whatever it may be. I identified those, and then in most cases, a lot of people say, okay, what's the next step? Well, the next step is we have to have a series of meetings to determine your needs.
Right.
What do you need your financial plan to do? Okay, so we don't want to make the same mistakes we made in the past.
Well, that's interesting that you say that because you're talking about people being sometimes a little bit resistant to the change, even though we know we need to make the change. I think it can be a little bit nerve-wracking though as you get near retirement and all of a sudden you do really need to make some maybe substantial shifts.
Yeah.
So you come up with a plan for people, and that's the key there is it's a plan. You really help lay out what to do and then help them stick to it.
Right. And there's a resistance to stick to the plan.
Right.
Because every time the wind blows, people, reactive. And it's like, no. So let's say we put together a plan. The market's down 10% last month or in June. Oh, we need to throw the plan out. You know, you heard the term, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, that one I've heard.
Okay. So they're like, oh, we got to change right away. I'm like, no, why would we change when we have a long-term plan The reason that people typically get in trouble that I see mostly, Jessa, is because they're too aggressive.
Yes.
They think that the good times are here to stay because we've been in a bull market for 13 years or whatever, and I'm always the signal person out there saying, okay, let's put the right percentages at risk because we'll do fine with that. We're not spring chickens anymore, right?
Yeah.
So we're 70, 75, and they're still thinking of their younger years.
Right.
So we have to put the plan together, then we have to follow the plan, which is also can be difficult, but that's what I'm here for.
Yes, well, that's where we need you as financial advisor and planner, and also sometimes therapist, just to keep us from going off the rails in tougher times and stick to the plan. If you want to have Phil and his team take a look at your portfolio to do an analysis, well, sounds like bringing a statement is a good thing to do. Call Rachel, they'll do that for you. If you have $500,000 or more in assets, that would be a good client for this group.
Yes.
Lots of good information.
Good.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Lowcountry Money Talk.